Welcome back to John Kleis Car Audio's YouTube channel. Video today is all about the VW Transporter T5.1. This is in today to have the rather antiquated head unit replaced with an absolute Goliath Kenwood 10.2 inch DMX 9724 XDS. A lot of part numbers there, but it's basically, it is a floating 10-inch screen, which is extremely easy to use and a really good display. So I'm going to turn it on because my camera's really struggling to focus with it in its off position. Oh, come on, focus. There we go. Logo we've put on, the VW logo, just so it's more in keeping with the vehicle it's installed in. You can install this in different positions, height-wise. Customer decided they wanted the higher up position. They are quite tall, so they can see over the top of it, for example, like there. My height, I'm down here. And they also wanted access to a little storage pocket below the screen as well for, you know, I would say a phone, right? But with this day and age, with iPhone 17 Pro Maxes, they don't even fit in these pockets anymore. They can go in that way, but it hangs out. So if you've got a normal iPhone, i.e. not a mammoth one, it will fit in there, or a wallet or a pair of sunglasses. If you have it in the lower position, it means that we just put a blank in there, meaning the screen's just a bit lower, a bit more subtle. You can angle this screen on the fly, so you can go all the way back and all the way forward, just by putting a bit of pressure on the screen and pushing it. It does not rattle when you're driving, but it is very stiff to move it back and forward, but it means you can get the right angle to reduce glare. This unit's got wireless Apple CarPlay, so what I'll do is I'll just quickly get my phone connected and give you a demonstration. So we just push the telephone symbol to make it visible. We then go on the phone and we look for devices from the mobile phone, in which case this is that one there, the DMX97. We're gonna wait for it to say, do you want to pair? You say yes, yes, yes. And then your phone's gonna say, do you want to do CarPlay? Just like that, hit yes. Let your phone do its handshake, agree on the Kenwood, and then it's all done. Don't need to do that again, it will automatically connect from then on. And then a few seconds later, just like that, Apple CarPlay comes up on the screen. Good size screen for CarPlay, 10.2 inch screen. You're gonna have a large view for maps, things like Google Maps and Waze and Apple Maps are gonna look the best on this screen. It is a HD 720p screen, so the resolution is that much better. I'm not sure if the Sony camera I'm recording with really shows that off, but it is a very good image in here on the maps. Now the customer's got access to YouTube Music, if you use it, Spotify, Tidal, Deezer, Apple Music, Siri. Yo Siri, what's the weather today?
Expect rain today. The high temperature will be 10 degrees and low will be 5.
Showers. Nice. So Siri works just like that. We've installed a microphone just like so up by the rear view mirror area to pick the voice up as well, so that picks up good voice control. Customer's got DAB via this aerial just there. Because we don't have DAB as standard like a T6, so we've installed that area to pick up DAB. We could have installed a shark fin, but it's got a pop top, so it wouldn't have worked that great for a DAB reception, so we've gone with a windscreen aerial. Customer's obviously got DAB now, so DAB, I'm playing my music, Teddy Swims, cracking album. Customer's also got a reverse camera fitted that we've added, so if I put it in reverse, even though the car's not running, the ignition's on, it should work. Put it in reverse, we now get an image of the reverse camera. I'll quickly run around the back and show you what the actual camera physically looks like. As you can see, it does give you a really good view of the actual behind you, as well as you actually see some of the bumper, meaning you get a more perspective view, so you actually know how close you are because you can see some of the bumper. Some cameras you just look back and it's hard to judge a distance, although this car has got parking sensors. So actually, you know, yeah, let me just quickly reverse this car back and actually show you how you get parking sensor overlay as well as the reverse camera. The bonnet's open, but that ain't a problem because nothing is hooked up. I'm just gonna go back and see if I can get these parking sensors to actually, oh, there you go. Just like so, the parking sensors actually come up on the screen once they see an obstruction, which is quite nice. You get that overlay as well, so that's what the factory parking sensors used to do on the old radio. When you take it out of reverse, you'll get a full screen. Reason why you get this is because if you had front parking sensors, they would come up as well. Now that will disappear once the obstruction's gone, or you wait more than 6 seconds like I've just done, that will disappear as well. It is a really good unit. This replaced the DMX 9720, which was extremely popular. I got that in my own wife's car, cracking unit. But realistically, it is a DAB Apple CarPlay radio. You know, if you want to expand on it, you've got a HDMI input. Now the customer has gone for that. We've actually added the HDMI into the glove box, just like so, meaning, I ask, what's that for? Well, you can add an Amazon Fire Stick into the glove box, share the internet to, I don't know, the motorhome Wi-Fi or even your mobile phone as a personal hotspot, and watch Netflix on the screen. Obviously not when you're driving, because that's illegal. Shouldn't be doing that. Now let's go outside and I'll quickly show you the reverse camera, whilst all avoiding the number plate. Let's just swerve over to the left here and only get the last letter maybe. There's a reverse camera mounted just there. Real small and subtle, and from up here, can barely see it, but it gives you a really good view, as you just see. Anyway, it's Connor from John Kleis Car Audio. This is the VW Transporter T5.1. That was a Kenwood. See you soon.